What's good? Like to welcome everybody to another edition of the Producers Corner. It's your boy D Dot along with Trey and Corey. What's good, fellas?
Whoa,
what up? What up?
Good.
Oh man, not much, man. I know it's been a little minute since we've been on a little hiatus, and glad to be back, man. What's good with you, fellas, man? I'm gonna start off with you, Corey.
Oh man, just chilling in the tattoo shop. Other than that, man, just kicking it. As always. Really been trying to focus on, pulling clientele, trying different outlets, trying different things to get a more professional clientele base. I'm actually super tired of working with just nonchalant, I'm hot, so you should give me free beats because I make your beats hot type rappers. These gassed up rappers, these gassed up artists. So I'm really looking for more of somebody with an actual fan base, connections, knows how to network, and just really been focusing on building a better clientele, not necessarily building a larger clientele.
What?
Yeah, man, very unique, man. That's the thing is a lot of these artists these days, man, don't really focus on building the clientele. They're just really trying to focus on getting the next hottest record. And that's the thing they fail to realize, that producers make them as much as they make the producers. It needs to stop being one of these things where artists feel like a producer needs them more than the producer, vice versa. So yeah, man, I like to actually hear you elaborate on some of that, man. Corey, Trey, what's good with you, man?
Oh, man, everything, man. I really like what Corey just said, man, because I think I'm at the same position in my quest. So, yeah, I really like that statement. My man just been working hard in the lab. Got a couple projects coming out. Been working on, been having the privilege to work on them, and just learning a lot as I go. When you're running your own little thing, it's a lot of ups and downs you go through, dealing with individuals when it comes to business, So just been learning a lot of that and just staying real busy, man. Like I said, got some good projects coming out. Been going out and listening to a lot of the local hip-hop talent, a lot of the R&B talent around town, just seeing what type of things going on out here to try to get involved. So, and just been staying busy and enjoying this ride, man. Loving it.
That's what's up, man. What you got on topic as far as the discussion tonight?
Man, I was reading this article the other day, and it really had some good points in it. And it talks about some things you need to think about whenever you're aspiring to be something in this music business. So I'm going to talk about that tonight.
Okay, all right. Corey, what you got on deck for us tonight?
I know we got a beast of an interview tonight. So if I can, I really want to get into that conversation about Nicki Minaj and Iggy Azalea. I really want to just get into it, even if it's real quick. Just want to get it because there's a couple points I think that need to be made. A lot of things that people outside of music aren't realizing. So I kind of just want to get into that real quick and then, bounce some ideas off you guys.
All right. Yeah, definitely, man. About to go to our next commercial break. We actually got a surprise interview tonight. Just tune in. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the Producers Corner. Yeah. And we are ready to get into our first topic, of the night. Trey, go ahead, take the floor.
All right. Well, tonight I wanted to go over this article I read. It's called 17 Ways to Kill a Music Career. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through these things briefly. And you guys could just remember a couple, and if anyone sticks out to you, we'll talk about it. All the listeners out there, all your new artists, engineers, anybody that's doing something in this music game, I hope you have your pen and pad out because you need to write some of this stuff down. The first one is having a shitty, entitled attitude. To me, that's pretty much it's self-explanatory. I tell people all the time, there's a ton of talented people out here, and nobody is looking for you. So to feel that you're entitled and having this attitude like you're God's gift, with music, it's not going to get you very far. Number 2 is being addicted to any substance. I know that doing smoking and drinking, you lean and all this kind of stuff when you're on the microphone, because you just got to have that, you know, in order to do your lyrics properly. All I can say is good luck with that. A lot of times when you're doing your vocal performances, if you're under some type of substance, it will not come out as good as others who are not on those substances. Number 3, relying on a label or manager or anyone besides yourself to build your career. I agree with that 100%. You have to have some level of responsibility for yourself in order for your career to grow. You just can't depend on one person just because they may be over some other things of the label or they may be providing certain things. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to you. Number 4 is choosing a name that another band is using. Make sure that you do your research. You can Google different names. If you want to use that name, you can use it. You can go to the Library of Congress website and wherever, you know, and see, you know, if that name is being used. You don't want to get into the situation where later on down the line you're using this name and then you look up and somebody else's lawyer is giving you a call. So you want to be mindful of that. Do your research. Number 5, something that I know D-Dot will attest to, because he always stresses this, but not having a serious web presence. The internet is our friend these days. You have to be able to use it, know how to use it, and know how to use it to benefit you. Other people across the world and even in your own city who may not get to see you face-to-face will be on the internet and can see you. So you want to have a good internet presence. Number 6 is not selling any merchandise. You want to go further than just doing music. There are other avenues that you can do in selling your music and putting your music out there. So one smart thing would be, you know, T-shirts and things of that nature. Little banners, a little sticky things people can put on. And even nowadays, you can do things like ringtones and things of that nature. So you might want to look into that. Not trying to find tours. And I'm sure, you know, after a minute, once you start doing your music and it starts to get known, tours become easier. But that's whenever you get to that stage, you need to really consider trying to set up your own tours and things of that nature. It's probably not going to be anything big, but you just start getting your presence in other surrounding areas and other states. One thing that I always say, and this is number 8, at the end of the day, you know, if you're not making good music, then it doesn't even matter. So number 8 is making music that sucks. You know, it includes all different type of things. You got to have a certain type of sound to appeal to a certain fan base, if that's what you're looking for. Or if you're looking to do it major, you have to make those kind of steps, and the music has to dictate that. So if your music isn't good, you can just forget about all the other stuff. Choosing to work with people that share the same goals as you. You know, a lot of people want to start a label these days, and they want to get their cousin in there and a friend. And that's real nice. But if those persons aren't having the same vision, you guys are always arguing about what's the next step and this step, you're probably going to have major problems. Number 10 is not being completely available. You know, having a good manager, you know, will feed you different opportunities, online and off. So because of that, you know, whenever you are paying somebody to work with you, or you have other people in your band or other people that's in your group, they have to be completely available. So you have to be able to put those things in perspective. Because if there are certain shows and people can't show up, you're going to have problems. And there's always one in the group. So you have to realize that and make sure that you got to be available at all times. Number 11 is being in it for the money. We all know that we want to make money off of this. This is one of the main reasons why we do it. But the first thing has to be just a simple love of doing what you're doing. And I know everybody on the show can attest to that. You have to do it for the love. If you're doing it for the money, it's going to end real quick, and you're going to find out you're going to be jeopardizing the material that you do and all type of things. Finding yourself doing things that you never planned on doing. So don't be in it just for the money. Getting Twitter followers and Facebook likes, that PIF downloads and YouTube views. So this goes back to the internet presence. It's number 12. So we can see how important internet presence is. Number 13 is just it's saying insisting on recording drunk or seriously high. We talked about that at the top, you know, being under substances. Can't stress enough. Yeah, I know y'all hear that Lil Wayne and them, they do this and somebody else does this. Okay, you can try it, but you're going to see that it's not going to come out well. So please consider that. Number 14 is giving away too much free music. That's self-explanatory to me. There has to be a certain limit on how much you give away, and we'll discuss that. Delivering a crappy press kit is number 15. You got to have your bio and your pictures and things like that, the video presence, having all those things done, but not just done, but done professionally. You know, there are people out here who are doing things and have different hustles, but make sure the person that you're going to has a level of quality that it has on it, because you are paying your money. Number 16 is paying to play shows. And number 17 is having a violent audience. So, you know, if you're number 17, it's hard enough to attract dedicated fans. So, you know, you'll lose a lot of fans by, you know, if you're doing shows and things like that, and every time at your shows, because of the songs you're doing, they're having to shut it down, or people having to get checked in at the door, you're going to cut yourself off from a broader audience. So those are the 17 things that they say can destroy your music career. What you fellas feel about that?
I think, you know, personally, I kind of want to rewind first, you know, the part about the web presence. That ties into a lot. For one, is a lot of these artists and producers, you know, you got to get online and you got to realize, well, first you got to understand what you're there for. Are you there for fun, or are you there for business? And it's kind of really important that, you know, you can be there for both, but, you know, make sure you're definitely, like, if you have, for example, a Facebook, or if you're on Facebook, maybe have 2 accounts. Maybe have a business page and a personal page. And that way, you know, you if you're posting, like, let's just say hypothetically they have only 1 page and they're posting a lot of personal things on there. Oh, I broke up with my girlfriend. Oh, I'm going through money problems or whatever. You know, posting a lot of personal issues, and then in the same breath, you're posting business. I mean, people are going to look at you and not want to take you serious. The other piece to that is, on the web presence as well, a side note, you want to kind of also be everywhere. You know, Facebook is popping off, Twitter's popping off, LinkedIn. Have your own personal website. Have a SoundClick, have a SoundCloud, have a Reverb Nation, have a YouTube, have a Vimeo. That way, when you're going in, you know, your name is Joe Blow the Rapper, they type that into Google, bam, everything comes up. You know, all your sites, your music, where people can get in contact with you. That makes it easier for people to find you, and network with you, and possibly also offer you opportunities. The last piece to that is, a lot of artists also get kind of wrapped up. You know, if you're their homeboy, say, hey, you know, I got a hot record. You know, that's where their heads kind of start building up right there, getting bigger. And that kind of goes a little bit into the entitled part you talked about too as well. So what I'm getting at is, know the difference between your friends and know the difference between your fans, because there is a difference. Your friends will tell you anything just to appease your attitude, just to kind of pump you up personally. But sometimes, you know, we all go through this. You may have somebody on the internet that legitimately likes your music, and or they may legitimately give you constructive feedback. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with anybody giving me feedback as long as it's in a constructive way. Trey, you giving me feedback before some of the mixes that I did in the past. You know, and I think that's a great way for our artists to develop. But on the other hand, you know, you're going to have some people that are fans and, you know, really appreciate what you're doing. And that's going to be really the target market that you want to kind of focus your music on. So, you know, definitely a great piece. I'm going to let Corey give his thoughts.
Yeah, man. That's good stuff, man. I really enjoyed the one you mentioned about that undeserving ego that I see a lot of artists up and coming have. Before you get an ego, before you become a Kanye, you know, and get a big head, rightfully so, you have to prove yourself. So a lot of people, write hot raps, in their bedroom and record it on a microphone and think that's it because my stuff is hot. That's all anyone ever needs to know. And it's bigger than that. And a lot of those other points touch base on that.
And we are back with the producers calling. It's your boy D-Dot, with Trey and Corey. We now want to announce a special guest tonight, Fiend. What's good, my brother?
Man, everything groovy like a big booty at a movie play, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. How y'all making out?
Oh, we good, man. We real good. Appreciate you for coming in.
Oh, yeah. All day, man. All day.
Well, first and foremost, man, it's your boy D-Dot. Definitely a pleasure to have you on the show. Long time fan since, your street life days, man. Up until now, recently with, your Life Behind Limo Glass, Little Ghetto Boy. Man, just a big fan of what you've been doing, man. So definitely a pleasure to have you on the show, and I appreciate what you did for Louisiana hip hop,
That's what's up, man. I'm flattered that you catch up on my releases. You know what I'm saying? Those are definitely tunes that are dear to me. You know what I'm saying? That I reach into the depths of my soul to make sure that I put out something new, well worked. Somebody listen to something different and new. You know what I'm saying? In other words, I call it reinventing the hip hop wheel. Look at.
So yeah, man. My question for you is, tell me a little bit about, you've been in the game for a minute, just in that transition from, I guess, the No Limit days to, I guess now the Jet Life days. How did you see the game change in terms of, business and just the style of music that was out there?
The difference, of course, man, is. One word can describe this music. One word can describe this music business now, which is downsizing. You know what I'm saying? Downsizing. That's one word I can describe this music business from then to now is downsizing. That's defines it. Back, I'm gonna say a few years back, they had more A&Rs, marketing departments, street team guys were beyond influential and very much necessary. In today's time, more modern music business feel like, you got YouTube, you got the internet at your house. Okay, all right. Well, call me once you get some venues packed out and you got 1 million followers or something. And you're making money, and then I let you know if I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? Which, therefore, you won't even need no record label other than your own, So that's the biggest difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, record labels then showed you why you needed them. Record labels now just want to buy into real estate that's ran down or real estate that got potential to be booming. You feel me?
Yeah.
Money-wise,
definitely,
financial-wise, it ain't nowhere near what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a guy that was getting paid X, Y, and Z at No Limit Records, which wasn't, it's cool. You take your chances. It wasn't necessarily a bad contract. It wasn't necessarily a great contract. But compared to working for my own brand, Fiend Digital, or FE, getting $7 or $8 a CD, you know what I'm saying, and selling 35,000 units on a bad day when nobody know what I'm doing every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bigger difference. Nowadays, kids want that much more of a record deal. They're thirstier for a record deal. They're salivating for a record deal now more than ever. You know what I mean? Then, you saw great examples from people like Percy Miller, Tony Draper, Lil J from Rap-A-Lot, Suge Knight, and a plethora of other people, you feel me? Now it's just the independent they exist, but they exist now by force, not by choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's real important. A lot of these guys these days learn this. We were just talking about that. Really learn the internet game and the independent game. You definitely can make a lot of money, doing this independently these days. Just got to play your cards right, you know?
Oh, you need a team. If you don't have a team, you wasting your time, your energy, and probably mama and daddy or grandma lights. You know what I'm saying? You running their light bill up for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, to keep it all the way funky with you. Don't open that, son. Leave that closed. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I get out of it today. You know what I mean? Like, by the grace of God, I went through a difference of doing music. You know what I'm saying? I had great teachers with me to help assist to do it. Nowadays, people just thinking they just want 5 minutes of fame, so they're doing anything for them 5 minutes of fame. You know?
Yeah. Well, that triggered to some questions with you, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. That's what we're here for, right?
Yes, sir.
Is Corey on? I think Corey wanted to ask the question. Corey, you on?
Yeah, man. I definitely wanted to ask a question, man. So can you kind of tell us how you went from No Limit to Jet Life? Like, how did that transition come about? A lot of us, especially who keep up, with Jet Life and, a lot of the underground labels, got a lot of love for those guys. And I feel like, a lot of people listening is hyped to hear, that you're a part of that family. How did that come about?
My brother Musa managed and is co-CEO of Jet Life. You know what I'm saying? So it was only right. I have a management firm with him. So you could say, that Currency was just an artist that our company was managing. Just ask when you get a chance. Yeah, so he was managing Currency at Cash Money, Young Money. Excuse me for that too. He was managing them, and we started Street Custom Management as a management firm. So Currency was one of the artists that he saw me from time to time asking me, what's going on, how are you making it outside of the limit? Help me, figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just see me Fiend, but please, man, help me, bro. What can I? So, jokingly, doing sarcastic, but at the same time, just saying if you got a little insight, put a little bro on something. So him and Musa got together and was like, we just gonna lock it down on the management side. So once they did that, every time I walked in the studio, if I saw Currency, he was like finishing the mixtape. He was like, man, you mind jumping on this for me, dog? I want you to jump on this song. Or, you know what? I said, what you doing, man? Put a verse in this for me. So I just was doing it. Yeah, I just was doing it. You know what I mean? And with no blinking an eye, you heard me, just doing it. What's wrong? Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So
nice.
So what happened was we was recording. Like we was recording joints, and a few his fan base that heard me on some joints. So that's just what it was. They asked about me, and I used to tell Musa, let me get involved. Let me do some songs. Now seeing that now he have this influence of the internet, I'm like, you know what I mean? Well, let me get some help back too. I helped out. Let me see if I get some help myself. You feel me? So what happened was, me and Spitter did a couple records, and Nick Curtis did a couple records, and I went on a few tours. And it just kind of like, I reinvented myself. I always had this blend of music. You know what I'm saying? The Sleepy Eyes Jones of On No Limit Records are doing more of the songs like If I Don't Gotta and Be All You Could Be, which was on Silk Shocky album and Mac Shell Shocky album. And Take My Pain, more of a relaxed and chill conversation on music between me and my listeners. So it just was only right, you know what I'm saying? Currency was like, I'm going to keep it real with you, big bro. When you drop your independent stuff, that motivated me to do what I was doing. When I saw you did the Can I Burn project, and I was like, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. So that spiraled that. I toured with a couple years with each other, and we just gelled, man, like a good old new batch being cooked up. You know what I'm saying? We just gelled, man, like baking soda and that white. We gelled real good, man. And it was just obvious. It got on tour. The kids loved it, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? It was like breathing new air into my lungs as far as being stagnated in something that even though you're great in, people just don't see the new hip person talking about it. So now they're following trends, so they're not going to think it's a new hip thing to be talking about. But once Wiz Khalifa talking about me, Wale talking about me, you hear talks of a Rock Nation deal and stuff like that, and Currency, you know, we're doing a gang of songs with each other. You know, that made the new cool wave of things happen, and these new consumers, these new bloggers, these people that wasn't able to enjoy the late 90s era of reality rap music from down south or from whatever coast that you represent. You feel me? So when we was able to do that, it made it to be a no-brainer, man. And here I am today with Fiend Digital, you know, my brand, FE, Sleepy Bear Tees, you know what I'm saying, a force to be reckoned with, you know. I wasn't a part of a label that did 80 million records sold, $400 million gross in 3 years without knowing something of what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a part of the #1 independent rap label in history without knowing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, two of my greatest mentors are Percy Miller and Baby Brian Williams. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? I've always felt like I got all the money in the world, but just got to figure which bank to go get it from.
Right on, man. Right on. I love to see that new wave collaboration, man. Love it. So yeah, Chosen, man. What you got question wise, man?
Well, Fiend, I'd just like to start off by saying, you know, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on the network. I've been a huge fan since before No Limit, since Big Boy Records, you know.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's
you know,
what's up.
For real, you know. But coming from the transition, you know, on this network, you know, what we want to do is link the artist, the producer, and the DJ with the people, and the stories of the struggle are what we find helps people to get over that hump. Coming from that transition, you know, before the No Limit days, all the way till now, what piece of advice do you have to give as far as about assembling the right team to transition from I'm in my big mama house, you know, with this mic. I'm in a hustle. I'm in a hustle and flow type environment to get to accomplish what you have. I mean, is it cutting off certain people? Is it sacrificing this? Is it sacrificing that? What would you say was the greatest, or is the greatest advice that you can give to that artist that's trying to make it to that level?
The greatest advice I can give is you're going to have to be very sure of yourself, for one. You have to be very sure of yourself because a lot of these places... Hold on one second. The greatest advice I can give is you got to know who you are and your sound. As far as assembling a team, you know, that's a whole nother something. You know what I mean? It takes time to find out, you know, are these people going to be down for the long haul? You know, that's stuff that you just won't know. You know what I mean? It takes working with people that get what you're going for, that share the same admirations, you know what I'm saying, the same goals, that want to see you make it. You know, I saw the guy, Rick Ross, the rapper, say not too long ago, he was like, man, I'm going to tell you what's up with me. I promote something, my people promote it like it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you have your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be one tweet, one post, one Instagram, one sharing on Facebook. That don't fly with me, bro. It don't fly with me, dog. It don't fly with me. I don't consider us a team if you don't support me like I support me. You know what I'm saying? I can't be considered part of your team if I don't support you like you support you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave no speculation for the people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play them type of games. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a bigger business that we after. You know what I mean? And we can't be playing these little Sambo coon ass games. You know what I'm saying? You got something against me, we gonna halfway support you. You know, that's lame. I ain't gonna say it's gay. I'm gonna say it's lame. You know what I'm saying? It's lame. I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. If you got people that support you on that type of level, when you go to a show and you got people in the front row, 50 people or better that come there to support you, you know what I mean? That come there to support you, then therefore you have everything you need. The rest of the people will see, well, damn, I mean, man, maybe we missing something with this one. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe this dude here, maybe this chick here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have all those people in place to support you, to see the bigger picture, therefore you won't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? You won't have nothing. And I'm from a crab in a barrel type of environment. I'm from New Orleans. You feel me? Well, before gang banging, all we had was wars. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, a U-Haul truck will pull up, you hear me, and it'll get lifted up, and it be buku dudes with choppers ready to spray you down. You feel me? Tomorrow, them dudes won't be speaking to each other, hanging out with each other, nothing. It ain't about no gang. It's about personal issues. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm from. So meaning to say that it's always been a one-man gang, a one-man band. We got to do better. You know what I'm saying? You want support, you got to get that type of support. This is the biggest relationship you're going to be in your life outside of you getting married. It's going to be a business. And if you're not ready to be in the business, stay the hell away from it because you just messing it up for somebody else. That's how I feel.
well, that's a very good answer. And I'm glad that you said it in a Fiend way. You didn't give a generic answer that you heard somebody else say. You spoke it just from the heart. And, you know, we have a lot of people that solicit us and, you know, they just, man, play my song. And, you know, we only have so many spots to do these things. Of course, everybody is going to get a turn. But sometimes, you know, the up-and-coming artists can get discouraged when they know they're doing everything that they can do. So you said be confident, and, of course, over time you'll see your team coming in. Well, I definitely appreciate you answering that question for me. I got one more for you before we leave.
Take your time.
I got one more before I pass the buck. You know, on your first on your first album that dropped on No Limit, there's One in Every Family. I think personally, you know, I kind of argue with myself that I like that one or The Street Life better. Those are my two. But I always ask myself, if I ever talk to you, I wanted to ask you, what mindset were you in when you created the song Sitting Here Waiting on God on the Street Life album? What inspired that? You know, that to me, that wasn't like a regular song that, you know, most people normally do. So as a fan, that's my question to Fiend the artist.
Mom, what motivated that song is me being a little ghetto boy roaming the streets of Europe. You know what I'm saying? I'm overseas with Snoop Dogg, C. Murder, Cain and Abel, Mac, God bless his soul, Mr. Magic, Silk the Shocker, you know what I'm saying? I was over there and I just was, I was in another element. You know what I'm saying? I remember riding through Amsterdam and riding through certain parts of Germany and stuff. And I was looking at all the clotheslines on people's dogs, drying their clothes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying to myself, man, the world is a ghetto for real, bro. The world is a ghetto for real. And you thinking it's like this or thinking it's like that, you know what I'm saying? So I was going through a lot of things in my life. So I said to myself, it just hit me, you know, writing the tracks and vibing the music. That I was like, I'm just sitting there waiting on God. You know what I'm saying? And I used to laugh about, they had a skit on Ice Cube album, and he was talking to some guy, and he was like, hey, man, that's a real nice, clean car right there. He said, what you doing? Oh, man, I'm just sitting here waiting on God, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, so you ain't gonna mind if I take this car, huh? Oh, nah, man, God will pay you with another one, man. Yeah, give me them keys. You know what I'm saying? And it was a skit. You know what I mean? It was like a joked out, funny skit, but it hit me like for real, like sitting here waiting on God. And that was a conversation that I had with myself overseas that I just had over and over and over again, and the lyrics just fell into place. You know what I'm saying? And it's just reality, man. You know, you was always taught as a kid not to question God. But you know, that's crazy. How you not question your father? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you not question your father? I don't mean like question authority, but how you not question your father? This is your father. If you're supposed to have this type of connection with this, your creator, who told you you couldn't question your father? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who told you this? Like, what were you misled to think you couldn't question your father after losing somebody in your life that was dear to you? Who told you you couldn't question your father, knowing you had these questions in your mind? Everybody said these questions. You know what I'm saying? So I figured to myself, I'm going to sit here waiting on God. I'm going to ask him, is life supposed to be this hard? Because the truth is, I know he's there for me. But the question is, I want to know if there's a place up there for me. You know what I'm saying? You see my life. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm going through. You see me when nobody don't see me. You know what my life's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, this let me know not. If I'm wasting my time praying at night, you know what I'm saying? Am I wasting my time not screwing this person out of some money? Am I wasting my time being morally correct and it ain't going to end me nowhere but the same place everybody else going, but, you know, in this hell ratchet place? That's where I was as a young man, and that's how I expressed myself. You know what I'm saying? That album, Street Life, was the first album ever turned into No Limit. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have no influences of none of the Millers, which not as a bad thing, it's not a good thing. It just proved that I had my own identity on this label. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I wanted to show the world. I don't think we just need peace for this. Peace signs some real good artists. You know what I'm saying? He sounds some real good talented people, and we batting 1,000 over here. So that's just what my mentality was, and I wanted to cover every part of what men go through. You know, I'm a real man. I live on defense. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to front like nothing what I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where that song came from. You know what I mean? That's what Waiting on God was all about. I said to myself, you know you're cold, Fiend, if you could do a record and through all of this mayhem on what you're talking about, and it could work on the gospel station too.
Right.
Word.
I can dig it. God,
Oh yeah.
I feel like I got an answer.
Real water.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So, real briefly, tell us about this new joint that you brought to us today, because we definitely want to make sure that we get a chance to work this in. It's a new song that you actually sent us over to blast. And when we were setting up the interview, we had already had the song and didn't know it. So thank you for sending that to us and keeping us on your email and list. We appreciate that. But tell us about how this track came about, and, you know, tell us about this new single that you're promoting featuring Juvenile.
Well, On My Job is just my every way of life. You know what I'm saying? I know I coined the phrase. Hold on, son. I coined the phrase. I wake up, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? I coined the phrase. I wake up, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at, man. I went through so much. On my job is just what I do. You know, my dad used to tell me, son, you're a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna feel you. You know, you write, you produce. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a marketing mind of a genius. He just tell me, son, you're a problem, bro. You're a problem. I'm looking at when you go in these offices. I'm just looking at these people, bro. He said, you a problem, and you just on your job. He used to tell me all the time, boy, you just be on your job, boy. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was, that's where I was gonna go. I did On My Job. I handled my business. That's that. I wanted the dude with the hard hat, the dude in the trap house. I wanted the dude that worked at Waffle House. You know, I wanted the school teacher. I wanted the PE coach. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the janitor to be like, I'm on my job. I handle my business. I wanted, you know what I'm saying? I wanted anybody who know about, you know what I'm saying, hitting the 3-point at the buzzer, getting the correct word on the spelling bee to know what my life is like. And that phrase and that chorus, that's what did it. You know, I played it for the homie Juvenile. Juvie looked at me like, oh my God. He said, you want me to get on this? I said, yeah. He said, man. So he said, you wasn't trying to sell us, huh? I said, you trying to buy it, Juvie? He said, man, he just said, I'm just going to rap on it, bro. I'm just going to rap on it. You know what I'm saying? And that was dope because, man, Julie didn't do a whole lot of work with each other just as of yet. But, you know, we had been working. So that's what made the record come together, man. The cat I managed by the name of RJ2, he reproduced the record. I had produced the original track to it. He reproduced it. I got Julie on it, and it was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? It was a no-brainer. You know, the people took to it, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just dope that me and him from two different sides of the world, even though we wasn't really from two different sides of the world, the labels had us so divided. The city, the people, the world had us so divided on the labels on that side of things. I was like, it is a joke. So on my job, there it was. It's just a smash, bro. Budweiser, NFL, somebody need to go ahead and just cut me a check. You know what I'm saying? Nike. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, that effect don't cut me a check. It's amazing.
Gatorade, Powerade.
Gatorade, Powerade. They gonna get it together.
Hey, but we're going to keep this thing going. We're going to go ahead and hop into this cut by my man Fiend here. This is On My Job featuring Juvenile. Y'all turn up, and we'll be right back with more Producers Corner.
Yeah.
All right. We're back from the break. Y'all just heard On My Job featuring Juvenile. And, hey, fellas, I appreciate y'all letting me ride shotgun on the show tonight and have a chance to holler at old Fiend. And, D-Dot, I'm going to go ahead and turn the show back over to you.
Yes, sir. So, Fiend, tell everybody about your upcoming projects and maybe performance dates you got coming up, man. Let everybody know what's good.
Straight up, I appreciate that, man. I got a project coming out called TGIF. Thank God it's Fiend. That'll be out maybe less than 2 months. Right now, we're just doing a little groundwork on it. I'll be on tour with Manning Fresh and Mystical starting top of September. You know, everybody can check me out at fienddigital.com. Fienddigital.com. I'm on Twitter, Fiend for the Money on Twitter. That's FIEND, the number 4, DA Money. Fiend for the Money. Fiend for the Money on Facebook. Richard Jones, and on Instagram, I'm INT Jones. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can hit that piff, check out all my new releases. Also, I have them on fienddigital.com, but that's really what my wave is right now. You know, touring, making music, you know what I'm saying, getting in tune with the people that was in tune to me, you feel me?
Yes, sir, man. First and foremost, once again, it's definitely a pleasure to have you on the show, man, and anytime you got anything in the future, man, holler at us, send it through. I'm going to let the co-host go ahead and kick their shot out to you, man.
Yeah, whatever y'all need, man. Whatever y'all need, I'm over here. I stay in the studio. I stay working. You know what I mean? That's just what I do. I appreciate y'all time and letting me talk to the people today on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It won't be the last of what I'm doing. I'm constantly working. I also got a placement on Transformers 4. Check that out. I'm within the soundtrack. I'm on the soundtrack for sure, but my music is also featured in the movie as well. Rodney the Boss featuring Fiend and National Jones on a joint called That Slap.
Oh, wow, that's crazy, man. Congrats on that. That's nuts.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it for sure.
Well, yeah, man. We definitely appreciate you coming through the show, man. It's definitely been an honor, man. Thank you for coming through and blessing the Producers Corner, man. We would love to have you back at any point in time, man, but it's definitely been a pleasure, man. Words can't even describe the amount of love we got for you, man. So thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate your time, man. Y'all don't be no strangers. Hope to see y'all in the city soon for a concert. Enjoying yourself and stuff like that. You feel me? All y'all got contacts on me, so if y'all need drops for anything that y'all doing, feel free to hit me up. You heard me?
Will do.
Yes, sir. Possibly great for the Producers Corner. Definitely appreciate everybody that's tuned in. You can follow me on Twitter at DEDOT81 and at Major Music Beats. If you're looking for production or feature inquiries, hit up MajorMusicEMP.com. And just a quick side note, just want to say rest in peace to my pop. Passed last Wednesday. First show I'm doing since then. Love you, man. Go ahead, fellas.
My condolences.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in as usual. Make sure you guys check out CoolNerdProductions.com for your mix and mastering and beats, audio restoration, and audio editing. We can't thank you guys enough for tuning in from week to week. Thank you for rocking with us. It's been a pleasure, man. This has been a great year so far. You know what I mean? And I expect nothing less than the producer corner team. But I want to give a little time to thank the fans and everybody for tuning in from week to week. So thank you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this Trey.
No doubt.
Well, Troy had to burn with everybody. So this has been the Producer's Corner. We appreciate Fiend stopping by. We appreciate all the listeners tuning in. Y'all get up with us, same bad time, same bad channel next week. And we out.